When Barber Marcus said he couldn't pay rent and had to close his shop, LeBron listened quietly. Then he pulled out his phone and made a call. What happened the next day completely changed Marcus's life. When LeBron James drove his black Range Rover into his old neighborhood in Akron, his heart was racing. Seeing these streets after 20 years, everything was the same yet so different. He spotted the old barbershop on the corner. The Marcus's barbershop sign was faded, the windows dirty, but it was still there. How many times had he sat in that chair, listening to stories from Uncle Marcus? As he parked, memories flooded back. That first day when he was 8, holding his mother's hand. How Uncle Marcus had greeted him with such a warm smile. "Come on, champion, let's make you handsome," Marcus had said back then. When he opened the door, the bell chimed. Inside, 65-year-old Marcus Thompson was working with a customer. His black hair had turned gray, his hands trembled, but he still had that same warm smile. "Welcome, son," said Marcus, cutting his customer's hair. "You'll have to wait your turn." "I'm in no hurry, Uncle Marcus," said LeBron, wondering if he'd recognize his voice. Marcus dropped his scissors and turned around. His eyes narrowed, then widened. "LeBron, is this real?" said Marcus. "Yes, Uncle Marcus, it's me," said LeBron. The old barber placed his scissors on the counter and hugged LeBron. "I watch you on TV, son. You've grown so much," said Marcus. "You haven't changed a bit, Uncle Marcus," said LeBron. The customer left. The shop fell silent. LeBron looked around. Old photos, faded posters, a cracked mirror. Everything was worn down. "Look at this photo. How old was I here?" said LeBron, pointing to his 8-year-old picture. "You were about 10. It was before your elementary school graduation. Your mother said, 'Marcus, make my boy handsome,'" said Marcus. "Mom still talks about you. She asks, 'How's Marcus?' all the time," said LeBron with a smile. "Give my regards to Gloria. She's like a daughter to me," said Marcus. "How's the shop doing, Uncle Marcus?" asked LeBron. Marcus's face darkened. "Not good, son. Not good at all," he said. Marcus sat in the chair, putting his head in his hands. "I've been here for 30 years, LeBron. I've cut the hair of every child who grew up in this neighborhood. Yours too. But there are no customers left," said Marcus. "The neighborhood has changed, son. Young people go to the big salons in the city center. My old-style razor. Nobody wants it anymore," Marcus continued. Marcus stood up and looked out the window. The landlord raised the rent. It was $1,500 a month. Now he wants $3,500. He said, "If I don't pay by the end of the month, I'm out," he said. $3,500. Where will I find that? I make $40 to $50 on a good day, Marcus added. LeBron's heart sank. "Don't you have any other options?" he asked. "I'm old, LeBron. Nobody hires anyone at 65. My retirement pension is $750, barely enough for food." "Maybe it's time," said Marcus, his eyes filling with tears. Marcus looked out the window. "This shop is my life, LeBron. I met Dolores here. She was the hairdresser across the street. We were married for 40 years. She died of cancer last year," he said. "I'm so sorry, Uncle Marcus," said LeBron. In her final days, she said, "Marcus, you make a difference in this neighborhood. Don't quit." "But I don't have the strength anymore," said Marcus. LeBron walked around the shop. Old photos hung on the walls, pictures of children after their haircuts. "Is this me?" said LeBron, pointing to his 8-year-old photo. "Of course it's you." I said, "This child will do great things someday," said Marcus with a smile. "You were the first person to give me a motivational speech, Uncle Marcus," said LeBron. "Me?" asked Marcus. "Those words helped me try again, and here I am today," said LeBron. "Who's this?" asked LeBron, pointing to another photo. "Ah, that's Terrell. He's a doctor now, studied at Harvard. He grew up here too," said Marcus. "And this one?" asked LeBron. "Angela. She became a lawyer, lives in Chicago. She called last month and said, 'Thanks, Uncle Marcus,'" said Marcus. "Do you see, Uncle Marcus? You didn't just cut hair, you gave life lessons. You gave hope to this neighborhood," said LeBron. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. These children are my pride, LeBron. They're all success stories, he said. LeBron pulled out his phone and looked at Marcus. Uncle Marcus, you didn't just cut hair. You became a mentor in the neighborhood. This isn't just a barbershop, it's a community center, said LeBron. Marcus shook his head. Maybe it used to be, he said. It still is. Sometimes helping is also a privilege, said LeBron, opening his phone. LeBron, what are you doing? Asked Marcus. The right thing. Uncle Marcus, you changed my life. Now I want to change yours, said LeBron. But I'm not a charity, said Marcus. You're a life changer, said LeBron. LeBron dialed the number. Marcus watched, holding his breath. Rich, it's LeBron. I have an urgent situation, said LeBron into the phone. I'm in Akron, at the old barber shop. Do you remember Uncle Marcus? He continued. Yes, him. The shop is about to close. The landlord tripled the rent, he said. Rich, do me a favor. Buy this building immediately. Price doesn't matter. Cash payment, said LeBron. Marcus's mouth fell open. One more thing. Write a check to Marcus Thompson, $50,000. For shop renovation, LeBron added. Last thing. Register it as Marcus and LeBron Community Center and Barbershop. Both our names will be on it, he said into the phone. He hung up. Silence fell. Marcus stood up, trembling. LeBron, what did you do? He asked. The right thing. Uncle Marcus. You taught me so much. Now it's my turn, said LeBron. But I can't accept this. It's too much money, said Marcus. Uncle Marcus, look at me. You didn't just cut my hair. You taught me I was valuable. You taught me to dream, said LeBron. I'm just... Marcus started to say, no, you're not just anything. You're a hero, and heroes don't give up, said LeBron. Marcus started crying. LeBron, I'm just an ordinary barber, he said. You're not ordinary. You're a hero, and heroes don't give up, said LeBron. There's one condition. You'll continue to stay here, but you won't just be a barber. You'll be a mentor to young people, said LeBron. What do you mean? Asked Marcus. We'll turn this shop into a community center. Children will come here not just for haircuts, but to dream, said LeBron. Tears streamed down Marcus's cheeks. LeBron, I don't know how to thank you, he said. You don't need to thank me. You've already given so much, said LeBron. Marcus hugged LeBron. You're like a son to me, he said. And you're like a father to me, Uncle Marcus, said LeBron. Now let's discuss the plans, said LeBron, sitting at the table. What can we add here? What can we do for the children? He asked. Marcus thought excitedly. We could set up a small library in the corner. Children could read books, he said. Great. What else? Said LeBron. A computer corner. Children could do homework, use the internet, said Marcus. Perfect. I'll handle the technology part, said LeBron. Uncle Marcus, what problems do you see in the neighborhood? Asked LeBron. Children stay on the streets after school. Nobody's home. Parents are working, said Marcus. Then let's make this a safe haven. Children can come here and be safe, said LeBron. We could also set up a sports corner, a small basketball hoop, said Marcus. You're a real visionary, Uncle Marcus, said LeBron. 6 months later. When LeBron arrived, he couldn't recognize the shop. A big sign read, Marcus and LeBron Community Center and Barbershop. When he went inside, Marcus was chatting with young people. 6, 7 children were waiting for the chair. LeBron, said Marcus, jumping up. How's it going, Uncle Marcus? Asked LeBron. I've never been this happy. These children come every day, not just for haircuts, but to chat, said Marcus. In the corner was a homework corner, with small tables, pencils, and books. Children come here after school, we do homework together. I teach math, said Marcus. A mini library had been set up with motivational books and success stories. The neighborhood did this, LeBron. When they heard you saved this place, everyone started contributing, said Marcus. Look over there, retired teacher Mrs. Johnson. She comes 3 days a week to teach the children English, said Marcus, pointing to the corner. And that young man? Asked LeBron. Tony, computer engineer. He teaches the children coding, said Marcus. Uncle Marcus, you've created a community, said LeBron. No, LeBron. You created it. I just opened the doors, said Marcus. Marcus pulled LeBron aside. These children now see this as their second home. I tell them your story, said Marcus. Just then the door opened. A middle-aged woman and a 12-year-old boy entered. Uncle Marcus? I'm Cheryl. This is my son David. David isn't going to school, said the woman. David hung his head. The other kids make fun of me. Because my shoes are old, he said. LeBron stepped forward. I'm LeBron. I had the same problems when I was your age, he said. Really? Asked David. Of course. My shoes were full of holes, but guess what I learned, said LeBron. What? Asked David. What makes you special isn't your appearance, it's your heart, said LeBron. Marcus sat David in the chair and asked him questions while cutting his hair. What subjects do you like, David? Asked Marcus. I like math, said David in a shy voice. Great. The children here study math too. You could help them, said Marcus. Me? Can I help them? Asked David. Of course. You're a very smart child, said Marcus. 3 weeks later, LeBron received a phone call. Mr. James, this is David's mother. David has completely changed. He's going to school, visiting Uncle Marcus. For the first time, he believes in himself, said Cheryl on the phone. That's wonderful news, said LeBron. There's even better news. David won first place in the math competition, said Cheryl. LeBron immediately called Marcus. Uncle Marcus, did you hear about David's news? He said into the phone. Of course. I'm so proud. This child is a math genius, said Marcus on the phone. A few days later, local television was doing a story in the neighborhood. How did this transformation begin? The reporter asked Marcus. A child came home. LeBron came here, but never forgot where he came from, said Marcus. The reporter noticed LeBron. Mr. James, your comment? The reporter asked. Marcus Thompson changed my life. I just gave back the kindness, said LeBron. Are you thinking of taking this project to other places? Asked the reporter. Absolutely. There's an Uncle Marcus in every neighborhood. We need to support them, said LeBron. The news went viral. Hashtag Uncle Marcus trended on Twitter. A retired coach from Milwaukee, a barber from Chicago, a teacher from Detroit called. Everyone wanted to do similar projects in their own neighborhoods. LeBron supported everyone. We're launching the LeBron's Neighborhood Heroes program, said LeBron to his assistant. A year later, LeBron was sitting in that chair again. Marcus was cutting his hair. Uncle Marcus, is there anything you regret? Asked LeBron. I wish my wife Dolores could have seen this, said Marcus. She's watching, Uncle Marcus. I'm sure she's watching, said LeBron. You didn't just save the shop, you gave me purpose again, said Marcus. Marcus put down the scissors. All done, he said. Do you know how this story really began, Uncle Marcus? Asked LeBron. When you came here? Asked Marcus. No, when you first made me feel valuable, 30 years ago, said LeBron with a smile. David entered. Mr. LeBron, I came first in the state math Olympics, he said. Congratulations, David. That's incredible, said LeBron. Marcus watched proudly. David now helps other children, too. He wants to become a teacher, he said. I want to be like you when I grow up, Mr. LeBron, said David, his eyes shining. No, David, be like Uncle Marcus. He's the real hero, said LeBron. LeBron turned to the camera, with Marcus smiling proudly behind him. Sometimes the biggest victories aren't won on the court, but in the neighborhood. Uncle Marcus didn't just cut my hair. He made me feel valuable, said LeBron. Everyone has an Uncle Marcus in their life. Don't forget them. Go back to them, he continued. And sometimes going back to say thank you can change the entire world, he said. LeBron, the children are waiting, said Marcus from the background. LeBron laughed. Looks like the work isn't done yet, he said. I've been through a lot on the court, but what I feel here is something entirely different, LeBron said, without taking his eyes off the children. And Uncle Marcus? We may not have trained together, Uncle Marcus, but you taught me how to fight through life, he added. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. And you gave me back my hope, son, he said. Marcus and LeBron Community Center reached 847 children in its first year. LeBron's Neighborhood Heroes supported 50 community leaders in 23 cities. David Martinez, State Math Olympics champion. 150 children won college scholarships. 25 new community centers opened. Sometimes the strongest change begins in the quietest corners, and sometimes a barbershop can change the world. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more inspiring stories. Together we can spread hope, kindness, and the power of compassion. Remember, even the smallest act of love can change someone's life forever. Thank you for watching.